What do you mean by accommodation? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just talk about what it's been like to play hockey here,
Okay.
and of course the bittersweet ending that you're in the position to take.
Yeah, playing a Division One hockey at the time, it was the top that you could ever play at. So just super grateful that I got to experience that. And now that we have a pro program that people can go to, it's just insane like how far that the women's program has gone, and super good that I feel accomplished to be able to go as far as I did. And medically retiring isn't something I ever wanted to do, but I had to put my career and a good quality of life in front of anything. And I wasn't planning on going anywhere after college for hockey, so that decision was a lot easier for me to make because of that.
How long did you say that you kind of battled with that decision before it came to this?
I kind of knew coming into this season. I had surgery in April, and I was feeling better than I ever had before. And then I got cleared to do anything high intensity, and my neurological symptoms came back. So right then and there, I kind of knew about it. So when I came back to school, I talked with my trainers and everything like that, and they didn't sugarcoat anything for me. They pretty much told me, like, this could be a possible outcome. Just kind of start thinking about it. So I was pretty much thinking about it right when I got back to school, and then I had an appointment with my neurosurgeon right before we headed out to Ohio. So that's kind of when the decision was made.
In your back?
Yeah, I had a herniated disc between my L4, L5. That was causing a lot of neurological symptoms for me.
And how long had that journey been? It's been over a year. Correct?
Yeah, I got an MRI sophomore year that showed that I had a herniation, so I've been battling with it since pretty much sophomore year.
What will your role look like on this team now? I know I'm sure you're not going away from the ice anytime soon.
No, I'm planning on continue skating, on like skills days or something and stuff like that. On Sundays, I'm hoping to keep, at least skate. But my role right now is on game days, I am in charge of face-offs, wins and losses between all of our centers, and then I'm the communication between the bench and the press box. So if we have anything to look at, challenge anything, I'm that person that will make that decision.
What does it mean, for you, kind of building off of what she said, looking at your whole Bulldog career, what are maybe some of your favorite, most cherished memories here?
Yeah, I think just meeting my best friends, going through one of the hardest things in my entire life, like I wouldn't want to spend it I wouldn't want to be surrounded by anyone else besides them. I think going to the Frozen Four as well my freshman year, like that was just such a cool experience. Not a lot of people can say that they've been through that, and I think it's just simply being with my best friends.
How did this community maybe help support you throughout this medical journey here too?
I honestly didn't know that I had the support that I had. I don't think you realize that until you go through like something like this and then announce it. Apparently I was on the news and stuff like that. So just knowing that our program is still, something that people look forward to is definitely something, especially as a female, that we really appreciate. Yeah, no, you're all good. Yeah, seriously.
Do you have any interest in like sticking around the sport, maybe in coaching, since you're going to be taking on that role now?
Yeah, I've been coaching since my freshman year outside of the program and like summer for AAA stuff. So I don't think I would want to go anything higher than like a high school level, just because I do want a career as a police officer, which is why I'm also medically retiring, because that's pretty much already physically demanding as it is. So I think as coaching wise, just probably in the summer or a high school team.
Great. I was literally going to ask you what your next career step was, because you mentioned it, but I knew that you
So
said
cool.
yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is your major then in criminality?
Yeah, I'm a double increment psych. Yeah, so want a K-9 unit, so hopefully that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so.
Almost still be covering you on the news.
Oh, I know. My mom texted me and I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I know. You really don't know the support you have until you announce something like this. Like, there's people from high school that reached out to me. I was like, I didn't even talk to you in high school. Like, it's actually
No, but we will have a fun day at practice.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, everyone will dress up and have a good practice and head off to Mankato. So right afterwards. It's always fun when we get to practice at home before we get on the road. So, yeah, we'll take advantage of that.
Are you going to disclose your costume or?
No, top secret.
Only expect to see some pictures.
Kelly, when you have socials.
I'll make sure someone's taking pictures.
Awesome.
Coach, how do you approach being on this bye week coming into
Yeah.
another tough WCHA opponent? You know, do you go hard at the beginning and then taper off, or how is that structure?
Absolutely. It's always tough when you come off a bye week. We made sure we utilized our Friday to simulate another game sim so that our workloads were where they needed to be. And we took advantage of also last week in the weight room to, try to up things there so that, in the long run that will end up paying off for us. It was a good opportunity to be able to do that. But yeah, going into this week, it's the exact same thing that we always want to do. Tough, heavier day on Mondays, a little bit later on Tuesdays, another work day today, and then later as we go into the weekend. But today is going to be really important for us to kind of get out there and focus on a lot of 5-on-5 stuff so that we're more game prepped and game ready to go come Friday.
Do you see any big improvements in the next bye week that is abundantly clear to you?
That's a great question. I think, I've always said, like, every single time we get on the ice, our goal is to be better than we were the day before, and I continue to see that in our players, which is a great thing. Their compete and their love for this game, the energy that they bring each and every day is just every coach's dream. So I am so lucky that this is a group of girls that just brings everything they have to the ice every single time they step out there.
I know you guys love being at home, of course, and your own facilities on
Yeah.
ice and everything. But is there just a more zoned-in focus when you're on the road? Maybe some potential distractions?
Great question. I love being on the road personally because I think it is easier to kind of put that bubble around you to control the outside distractions. We get to stay together as a team in a hotel, and it's kind of just us in that space, and we can do a lot of work with our student athletes, whether it's just meetings one-on-one, seeing how they're feeling, how school's going, or honing in on the hockey part of things. So it gives us more quality time with our student athletes, which I think is really, really important. But it's going to be a tough one going to Mankato. It always is for us. Every single time we're on the road playing against Mankato, they definitely bring it when they're at home. So we know it's going to be a tough 2 games ahead of us. I know they just got off of playing Minnesota and went into overtime when they were back at their arena against them and played a really solid game there. So excited for this weekend to see how we end up doing.
Mankato sometimes feels like that underdog, and they wear that, on their sleeve for sure. When you guys see that they challenge Minnesota the way that they do,
Yeah.
how do you see opportunity to not only challenge them in that way, but to come home and see?
Yeah, again, they're a tough team, and their top 2 times lines are really fast, and they have a ton of experience on their top 2 lines. So, we're going to have to be aware of that. They have great goaltending. We always kind of seem to face that when we're at their place, or anytime really we play them. And we know that every time we play a WCHA opponent, it doesn't matter who they are, that it's going to be a tough game. So for us, I think our play is going to be, we have to play fast, number one. And number two, they're a team that really likes to attack from what I saw on the video, from below the goal line. And they typically have been a team that traditionally attacks that way. So we're going to have to really be good defensively and have our wings collapse and lock up and not be puck focused, and our first 3 back have to be really physical in getting them off the puck this weekend. So those are going to be some of our keys that we have to hone in on defensively in order to stop them. And then offensively, we have to continue to play our game and do all the things that we've been trying to do to continue to create offense.
I know so many of these girls have talked about the way that you taught them to embrace being down by a goal, but also still picking it up with urgency when you are up a goal. How have you seen that sort of simmer throughout the season and really help this team?
Yeah, I just think it's so important to continue to play with consistency, you know, all the way from the very beginning of a game to the very end of a game. And, you know, I think that we're always just putting that demand on them, you know, never let your foot off the gas pedal, keep the throttle down, and just keep playing hard and playing our game. And that's always kind of been our focus, and I think it has helped us to play with that consistency so far.
Speaking of your defense, you guys earned those 2 shutouts last time you were out on the ice. What did you like from that, and what do you hope to kind of build off of still, though?
Yeah. Well, I think our transition has been pretty good in terms of getting pucks back quickly and being able to jump to offense. So that was really important. Our breakout reads have been really important, and that'll continue to be important this week. The more we have the puck, the less we have to think about that, you know. But it all starts with being physical in the D zone and separating the person from the puck so that we can get on pucks quickly and transition out of our zone quickly. So. Good. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
We look forward to your call.
Yeah, I think we can expect them to throw the kitchen sink at us. They always do. They're a very opportunistic team, and we saw that they gave the Gophers a run for their money. But yeah, I think it's kind of the same attitude that we have going into every weekend. We know in our conference we can't really take anyone lightly, so we know it's going to be a battle every weekend. So I think that that's just something that we need to expect and be prepared for this weekend.
Having the bye week and then of course coming into conference play again, asking coach about how do you balance that from a student athlete point of view? Do you guys like the going hard for several days and then tapering off, or what's your mindset at the bye week?
Yeah, I think the bye week was equally productive as it was kind of a reset for all of us. It coincided with our fall break with school, so I think everyone took it as an opportunity to fill their cups up away from the rink, or some girls went home. But during the week we definitely pushed the pace, and I think that was it felt good to do that, because a lot of times in season you can get into maintenance mode or kind of not go through the motions, but it can feel that way sometimes. So I think the bye week was really productive in the sense where we were able to throw more weight around in the gym or just have longer practices. So it definitely kept us more present, and it wasn't just the same stuff a different day.
What points do you see progression from this team the last several weeks now that we're about to enter November?
Yeah, I think definitely just everybody getting more comfortable and familiar with how we do things around here. Obviously, there were some changes with our staff and everything, but everyone takes that in such stride, and I think that the more familiar that everybody gets with the standard that we hold here, I think that just makes us more prepared as the season goes on. So I think we're in a great spot, but Shu always talks about getting a little bit better every single day, so I think that if we continue to do that, we're going to be making great strides here.
Is there an area that you feel wow, we really are getting better in these places? I know she mentioned working on 5-on-5 a lot.
Yeah, I think structurally we're getting a lot more comfortable. I think now that we're getting more just familiar with what's expected of us, we had a lot of time to work on really little details, but continuing to focus on those little details and putting the pieces together. I think 5-on-5 is going to be huge. Obviously, we need to score 5-on-5 goals, so we've been working on that a lot. I think the balance between creativity and playing freely, but also taking little details into account against certain opponents, I think is going to be huge for us.
All the years you played when John Harrington was there, Katie would always give you grief in one game specifically. The other one you might blow them off, but they always were really tough, at least in one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've changed coaches. Do you see any difference in their attitude or their tenacity?
I think we cannot just expect the same type of tenacity. Even in the games that we quote unquote blew them out, they're never easy team to play against. Like I said, they're very opportunistic. They're going to want to go end to end with us. They're going to give us extra shoves into the boards and whatever. I think we can just expect that feistiness from them. But like I said, we have to kind of go into both games expecting it to be 0-0 until we break the seal. We need to, especially this season, our focus needs to be setting the tone of these games and not sitting back kind of waiting for the opponent to set the tone.
What did you learn the most out of your squad from that St. Thomas series? You guys did earn that shutout, but what are your biggest takeaways from that through this bye week that you want to bring to Mankato?
Yeah, I think it's definitely not going to be easy, and I think we need to work hard to make sure that we're winning games. It's never going to be easy. So I think working hard to get to dirty areas, regardless of puck possession or how much ozone time that we have, I think that everything's earned, nothing is given. So I think it was a good learning point for us, a good lesson for us to know that we're not going to just be able to go out there and dipsy doodle around and expect goals to just come. So I think it was kind of the fire that we needed lit under us to know that we are going to have to work hard every single shift. So yeah, I think that was a good learning point for us.
Why have the Bulldogs kind of been so successful against the Mavericks in recent years? Is it preparation, or are there some other aspects involved too?
I think preparation's a lot of it. Just during my time here, even we know what we're going to get from Mankato, but we can also expect them to throw out whatever it is. They have a good combination of skill and grit, so I think that complements our style pretty well, and it's kind of we go out there and do a little dance together of similar playing styles. This year I think we can bring to the table a lot more speed, a lot more skill, so I think we can have the upper hand in that sense, but again, like I said, we can't take them lightly. Thank you.